At any given time, you have about 100,000 calories worth of stored energy in the form of body fat waiting to be used. That's what it's there for. It's not just there for looks. And intermittent fasting is an unbelievably powerful way to tap into those fat stores and start burning them for energy. But just like with a lot of things, there are rules to this. There are rules to intermittent fasting. This is why you see some people get amazing results from it and some people don't. There's definitely a right way and a wrong way to do it. And in this video, I'm gonna show you how to do intermittent fasting properly. This is how I was able to transform my body initially 8 years ago, and I've been able to maintain my results ever since. And it's also the exact same method that I teach to all my students, and they've all gotten some amazing results. So you know it works. All right, let's dive in. What's going on, guys? Carlo Macapinlac here from newbiefitnessacademy.com. Before we get started, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to get notified every time I post a new video every week. Okay, the first thing that you need to do if you want to know how to do intermittent fasting properly is you don't start with intermittent fasting. And I always say that there are levels to this. What I mean by that is if you're someone with really bad eating habits, your diet is complete junk, then you need to fix that first. And this isn't even about whether you should go paleo or zone or keto, or should you do IIFYM, should you go vegan or vegetarian, none of those things. You need to stop eating like an asshole first. Like if your idea of a daily diet is you eat a couple of pieces of toast first thing in the morning, or you stop by your closest drive-thru window and order a breakfast sandwich and some hash browns, and then you eat a granola bar or a protein bar for a snack, or your idea of eating vegetables is eating the lettuce on a Big Mac, then you need to fix that first. Listen, it's not always about going from 0 to 100 here, okay? Sometimes it's better if you just focus on going from 0 to 1. Take it one step at a time. Listen, you are not a light switch, okay? You're more like a radio knob, which means that if you're at a 10, then you need to set that dial down to a 9, and then an 8, and then a 7, all the way down to a nice baseline. Like if you're someone who regularly snacks on chips, cookies, pasta, bread, and the likes, then you need to replace that with healthier alternatives like nuts, cheese, avocado, hard-boiled eggs, and dark chocolate. Now, if you have no choice but to eat out, then you need to start making better decisions. Like maybe just skip the fries and order a side salad instead, or skip the bun on your burger. Like little things like that done repeatedly add up. Or if you're somebody who's addicted to drinking pop, you drink like 3 to 5 cans of Coke every day, then maybe start by replacing that with Diet Coke. And Diet Coke is still not the greatest. But again, you gotta start somewhere with this, right? And then you wanna slowly wean your way off of it. So you wanna bring it down to 2 cans a day and then just 1 can a day. And then eventually you just wanna replace it with club soda or just drink plain old water. If you're somebody who grazes on food all day, you eat like 5, 6, 7 meals a day, you need to bring that number down. So bring that number to 5, and then 4, and then 3, and just eat like a normal human being. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people struggle mightily and fail miserably when they do intermittent fasting because they find out about it, they find out how amazing it is, so they do it, but they have the worst eating habits. They're extremely addicted to food, they're extremely addicted to sugar, they have chronically high insulin levels, but they do intermittent fasting anyway, or worse, they do an extended fast. So they get really hungry, they get headaches, they get hangry, hungry plus angry, they have the worst time doing it, so they quit. They feel like an absolute failure, they go back to those really bad eating habits, and they say that, you know what, it didn't work for them. Yeah, no kidding. It's actually perfectly normal for you to feel like crap if you're somebody who fits the description that I just mentioned, because your body is literally freaking out. It's going through carb withdrawals. If you've ever seen someone go through withdrawals, you know exactly what I'm talking about here. It ain't pretty. Here's the thing. If you just do the things that I mentioned above and you get to a proper baseline with your diet, you're gonna be pleasantly surprised how good you're gonna feel, how much energy you'll have, and how much weight you'll lose. Only then should you even start thinking about intermittent fasting. If not, you are literally rowing upstream for no reason. Okay, so that's step number 1. Once you've done that, then comes step number 2. Picking a fasting schedule that works with your lifestyle. So you start by looking at your schedule. Do you have kids? Do you need to make food for your kids? Are you single? Do you need to have a sit-down meal with your family? Do you work during the day? Do you work at night? What kind of work do you do? Do you do shift work? Do you not work? What kind of work do you do? Do you do physical labor? Do you like to go out on weekends? Once you evaluate those things, then you need to look at how you can fit intermittent fasting to your schedule. Again, this is important because you want to schedule your fast around your life, not the other way around. You don't want it to consume your life. You want to turn this into a lifestyle. You're in it for the long haul. For example, for a lot of people with 9 to 5 jobs, skipping breakfast is usually pretty easy. So if you do that, you'll just have lunch and dinner, and if you eat those 2 meals within an 8-hour eating window, then there's your 16-hour fast. If, for example, you don't have a regular 9 to 5 schedule, then you'll need to be a little bit more creative on how you can fit intermittent fasting with your schedule. Speaking of a 16-hour fast, in my opinion, the 16-hour fast is the bare minimum with this if you want to get results. And some people say that a 14-hour fast also works, and yeah, maybe, if you're just starting out. But you'll most likely get slower results. But again, there are levels to this, so a 14-hour fast is better than nothing. But if you want to see results, the 16-hour fast is your bare minimum, especially if you have a lot of weight to lose. And ideally, you're only eating 2 meals within your 8-hour eating window. At the end of the day, it's a numbers game. If you regularly eat 6 meals a day and you go down to 3, you're probably going to lose weight. If you go down to 2 meals, you're going to lose even more weight. If you do a 20-hour fast and you have a 4-hour eating window and you only eat 1 small meal and 1 big meal, you're probably going to lose even more weight. If you go down to just 1 meal, you're going to lose a lot of weight. But again, it has to fit your schedule and your lifestyle. Next, be flexible with it. Now, the good thing about intermittent fasting is the flexibility that it gives when it comes to your diet. If you get invited out to a kid's party in the afternoon and they serve cake, eat the damn cake. Nobody likes the guy who says no to cake at a kid's birthday party. You can always adjust your eating window afterwards. Now, I want to build on that idea of flexibility in that there's this thing called life that happens every day. Whether it's weddings, birthday parties, celebrations, maybe it's your dog's birthday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, you name it. The good thing about intermittent fasting is it's okay when those things come about. It's okay to have a cheat meal, especially if you plan for it. It's just food. This concept actually goes with our genetic programming in that our Paleolithic ancestors sometimes would come across honey or berries and they would eat it. They wouldn't say, oh, sorry, I can't have a cheat meal. And having this type of approach and flexibility with your diet increases adherence drastically. And adherence is everything when it comes to your long-term success. The best diet is the one you can stick to. The best intermittent fasting schedule is the one that you can follow. If you're following a diet or an intermittent fasting schedule that doesn't allow for life to happen, you're doing it wrong. Like, is it better to do intermittent fasting 7 days a week? Absolutely. Will you still get results if you did it for 6 days and then had a cheat meal with the other 1 day? Absolutely. That's still better than not fasting at all. And just remember that when you have these cheat meals, you are 1 good meal away from getting back on the wagon. Next, stick to a zero tolerance policy when you fast. This is your public service announcement. You cannot eat anything when you're fasting. And that should be an absolute no-brainer, but some experts out there recommend that you can eat like 50 calories of food and still be technically fasted. Like, no. Or that you can put butter in your coffee and you're still fasting. Again, no. That breaks your fast. Listen, the whole point of fasting is you want to burn your own fat for energy. So when you consume calories, your body has to process it. And if your body is processing those calories, you ain't burning fat. And then I always get asked other questions like, can I drink this? Or can I have a little bit of that? Can I drink Diet Coke? Or can I drink Gatorade Zero? Somebody asked me the other day if it's okay to vape during their fast. No. I'm gonna give you 3 things that you're allowed to drink. Water or fizzy water, black coffee, or tea. I guess that's 4. But that's it. You can put a tiny splash of heavy cream in your coffee and it's not gonna be the end of the world, but that is it. The 4 things that I just mentioned have little to no calories and it doesn't interfere with your fast. It doesn't trigger an insulin response. And again, if you trigger an insulin response by consuming calories, you're breaking your fast. Again, the whole point of fasting is taking a break from eating and drinking liquid calories. It's not a matter of finding out what you can get away with. That completely defeats the purpose of doing it. And that's another thing that I want to mention is that some of these experts push artificial sweeteners during your fast. They say that it's okay, and I'm not really a big fan of it because a lot of people are extremely addicted to sugar. I know this because I used to be one of those people. Like, if somebody wants to make a major lifestyle change, you need to put that person in the best position possible to succeed. Like, think about it this way. Giving someone artificial sweeteners when they're trying to quit eating sugar is like telling a recovering alcoholic that it's okay to drink just a little bit. How do you think that's gonna go? Number 5, you want to pair intermittent fasting with a diet that moderates your insulin levels. Moderating your insulin levels should be your number 1 goal if you want to lose weight because the hormone insulin is what controls your body weight. And intermittent fasting is one of the best ways to lower it because all foods stimulate the hormone insulin. And if you don't eat, well, insulin doesn't go up. But you can't fast forever. You still need to eat. So it only makes sense to pair it with a diet that also moderates your insulin levels. And in my opinion, the 2 best diets that's been shown to do that are the paleo diet and the ketogenic diet. And I don't even like putting labels on diets because it always sparks the never-ending debate on what the superior diet is. And the best way to settle this is through science. Not the school of bro science, real science. And for this to make sense, we have to go back in time here. So we evolved 2.5 million years ago. And we're still genetically identical to our Paleolithic ancestors. Like, we haven't evolved to have wings or have a third eye or anything like that. We still have the same genes. So it's all about modeling what and how we eat to the original human diet, because that is how our genes evolved. And if we go back into history, we evolved to eat plants and animals. I know vegans and vegetarians will hate me for saying that, but it's the truth. Any anthropologist will tell you that the growth and the evolution of the human brain, and this is how we were able to separate ourselves from our primate cousins, is directly attributed to humans developing tools and discovering fire. And then we were able to hunt animals more efficiently, we were able to access their bone marrow and organ meats, which is the most nutrient-dense part of the animals. And that's key. That's how I want you to think about your food choices moving forward. So how about we just say you want to evolve your diet around plants and animals, and you want to eat whole, mostly unprocessed, nutrient-dense foods. I think everyone can agree with that. Like, Paleo Man didn't have Pop-Tarts, Paleo Man didn't drink protein shakes, Paleo Man didn't eat deep-fried fast food, and they were all naturally lean and strong, and they didn't suffer from modern diseases of civilization like diabetes, obesity, cancer, and cardiovascular disease. Again, if you want to do intermittent fasting properly, it's all about pairing it with a diet that also moderates your insulin levels. And the best way to do that is modeling what we eat as close to the original human diet as possible. And listen, if you want a proven step-by-step plan on how to put this all together, then make sure you stick around until the end of the video. Number 6, ride the hunger wave. Listen, are you gonna get hungry when you do intermittent fasting? Absolutely. It's perfectly normal. If you've never fasted before, you are literally going against a lifetime of eating habits, especially if you're used to grazing on food. So ride the wave, ride the hunger wave. You're not gonna die. And hunger pangs usually only last about 20 minutes. Whenever you feel this sensation, it's a perfect time to drink a glass of water, coffee, or tea, because they're great appetite suppressants. Next, you want to make lifestyle choices that upregulate your fat burning metabolism. First, let's talk about exercise. And some people are probably rolling their eyes back right now because they hate going to the gym or whatever. Then don't. Listen, 80% of your body composition is determined by your diet. Exercise only plays a supporting role in this. So you still got to do it. But if your baseline is you haven't done a workout since gym class in high school and your only form of exercise is walking back and forth to the fridge to get food, then the best workout that you can do for your body is to just start by moving it more. Again, baby steps. Your goal is to just go for a 10-minute walk every day. And that should be achievable for everyone. Then when you get used to that, you want to work your way up to 10,000 steps every day. Only then should you even start thinking about what the best workout is for fat loss. Listen, you cannot go through life and expect to be healthy if you don't do some form of exercise. If you do cardio workouts, for example, it strengthens your heart and your heart can pump more blood in your body. If you do resistance training, for example, it improves your mitochondrial density, your body builds more lean muscle, you get stronger bones, which are very important markers when it comes to lifespan. Building lean muscle also improves insulin sensitivity, and it also increases your metabolism. And if you're trying to lose weight, increasing your metabolism is one of the best things that you can do. That's why it's important to pair intermittent fasting with exercise. And yes, you can exercise while you're fasting. Fasted training helps you burn even more fat because as you become more insulin sensitive, you can then tap into those 100,000 calories of energy in the form of body fat. Next, you want to make sure you're getting adequate sleep every night. And this should be a dead giveaway, but getting a quality 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night is non-negotiable when it comes to maintaining your overall health and wellness. I could give you the best diet and the best workouts on the planet, but if you don't get your sleep right, you're not gonna get results. Because not getting enough sleep messes up important hormones in your body. All you need to know is that the less you sleep, the more you weigh. The people who don't get adequate sleep tend to die early. And I've literally never met anybody who complained about getting a good night's sleep every night. So just do it. And I know that everyone's got stuff to deal with, but you need to make yourself your #1 priority. Next, make sure you're managing your stress levels. Chronically high stress levels is a major secret killer when it comes to your weight loss progress because of the elevated cortisol levels that you get from it. Chronically elevated cortisol levels then results in chronically high insulin levels. And as I mentioned earlier, chronically high insulin levels block fat burning. And I don't even need to explain that last part about stress. Stress eating is a big problem for a lot of people. And last but not the least, give it some time. Rome was not built in a day. It didn't take you days or weeks to put on the weight that you're trying to lose. It probably took you months, if not years. So be patient with this and be nice to yourself when you mess up. In my opinion, intermittent fasting is the most powerful method of weight loss, but you have to give it some time to work its magic. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. The next question then becomes, how are you actually supposed to eat if you want to lose weight? Because here's the thing, 80% of your body composition is determined by your diet. You can't just freestyle this part. Do you have a proven plan that you can follow? To help you with that, I want to give you a free copy of my Lean Body Blueprint. This is how I melted all the fat around my stomach without depriving myself of my favorite foods or wasting hours at the gym. It's a simple 4-step process specifically designed for busy professionals, and it's the exact same blueprint that I teach to all my private coaching clients, and they've all gone to see some amazing results. If you want to be the next success story, then download your free copy of the Lean Body Blueprint right now. There's going to be a link somewhere at the top here or in the description box. Just click on it, type in your email, and I'll send it to you right away. All right, that's all I've got. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I post a new video every week. And hey, leave a comment below if you have any questions about this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. First, a high five.